Raiders versus Patriots. Mike, what do you think is going to go on in Week 6?
Another fantasy fuck up that I made was that I didn't start the Saints defense this week, who scored 24 points because they shut out the Patriots offense. The Raiders defense is nowhere near as good as the Saints defense. But I think in the past 2 weeks, you could argue the Raiders offense is a little bit better right now than the Saints offense, but that'll change in the next couple weeks. But I usually try to wait until the end of the episode, but I'm not going to lie to you. I think we're going to win this game. I think the Patriots are at a literal all-time low. They are 2 straight weeks. The past 2 matchups for the Patriots were the 2 worst losses as far as total score in Bill Belichick's career with the Patriots. They lost by 34-0, I want to say. And I think they lost pretty much the same thing, except they scored 3 points 2 weeks ago. That's not the way Bill Belichick's teams play. They are injured. They just lost Judon and the first-round corner, Gonzalez. Their quarterback plays horrendous right now. I honestly don't even know who their top receiver is. I know they're supposed to have Juju Smith-Schuster, but I don't even think he's doing good. I think Kendrick Bourne might be their top receiver. Their tight ends are okay.
Well, they've got Juju Smith-Schuster, Kendrick Bourne, Devontae Parker, Hunter Henry, and Mike Gesicki.
Yeah. They also have
named most of those guys already, but
yeah, Ramondre Stevenson.
I don't think you named Parker.
No, but Ramondre Stevenson and Ezekiel Elliott in the run game, but I think they got stuffed in this past game. And granted, Ramondre Stevenson might have a bounce back game, against the Raiders. If AJ Dillon can run for however as well as he looked at points in this game against the Packers, I could see Ramondre having a great game. But I just think they're having major issues at quarterback, and it's entirely possible Mac Jones doesn't start against the Raiders. He might get benched.
Did Bailey Zappi play last week?
I think he ended the game for them. I'm pretty sure. So I could see this being a second week in a row where the Raiders defense looks pretty good. But I think it's going to be the second week in a row where it might be largely in part because of the offense that they face. Their defense, like I said, is very, very injured right now. I could see the Raiders offense playing pretty well. And if McDaniels can continue to get more creative, yeah, I see a win. But it's also Belichick. It's just the Patriots. Maybe their backs are really against the wall and they're coming off of 2 embarrassing losses. I'm pretty sure it's in Vegas, but I could be wrong. Let me actually confirm that. Let's see. Yeah, it's in Vegas. And this is a little under a year since the big Chandler Jones pick 6 weird lateral play, from Jacoby Myers. So I don't know if that's going to be on the Patriots' minds at all, but my guess, just looking at last year's game against the Patriots, I think McDaniels might know a thing or two about the Patriots and how they run their team.
Well, I would hope so.
Yeah.
He spent how many years with them?
Yeah. But, and also just knowing their defense. That's the thing that hasn't changed is their scheme, right? Mm-hmm. Their offense changed, and it looked like it was going to be for the better this year, relative to last season with what's-his-face from the Lions, running the offense. Now it's Bill O'Brien, but, yeah, Mac Jones just doesn't look good. So they are very much lacking in talent. And really, they might be in the running for the first overall pick in a couple weeks. So
if Belichick is still there, they're not taking Caleb Williams. I'm sorry. I don't think Belichick. He doesn't strike me as the kind of guy who wants a mobile quarterback. I know Caleb Williams is like, an excellent guy who he's not like a run first quarterback, so that's not what I'm trying to frame Caleb Williams as. But like, you know, I just think like Brady, and then he got Mac Jones. It's like I feel like he has a type, and that's his type.
Yeah, but at the same time, uh, those were also the offensive coordinators and coaches, quarterbacks, coaches, and scouts that were making those calls, not just Belichick, and whoever the general manager was at the time. Um, I think Caleb Williams is the closest prospect we've gotten to Pat Mahomes, and reminds me a lot of like Kyler Murray coming out. And I just think he's kind of the obvious choice, for first overall. But the person that'll fuck that up and pick Drake May instead of Caleb Williams, it isn't Belichick, it's Josh McDaniels.
Mm-hmm.
So, uh, yeah. But also, I was just gonna say, I think there's a running, I don't know if I call it theory, but idea that Bill Belichick might not be the coach of the Patriots come next offseason or this
Mm-hmm.
offseason. He might, this might be it for him. And then I saw one person saying, like, man, Bill Belichick should be the next coach of the Raiders. It's like, all right, let's relax. But hey, that'd be cool. But I also think maybe Bill Belichick hangs him up. I don't know. I know he probably wants to go and get the all-time winning record, but if the Patriots are going to be this bad, yeah, he'll have to go elsewhere.
Yeah, like, do you want to make a lateral move from like one Patriot coach that with a struggling offense to another one? Like, I
Well,
mean, I'd
like
rather
I
have
said,
Belichick maybe than McDaniels, but
yeah. My point, just like I've said, give me a defensive coach with a young up and coming offensive coordinator, but the likelihood he goes and gets Bill O'Brien or some shit, and it's just the same old, same old. So yeah, I agree. I'd much rather have a different coach, honestly. So
mm, yeah, um, I think it should be time for Belichick to retire. Uh, I wanted to address. I said Brady, and then I said Mac Jones, so it seemed like Belichick had a type. I've just remembered now they had Cam Newton for a year. I
yeah,
forgot about that.
but bear in mind, like my point being, just that's all Josh McDaniels. Like that was Josh McDaniels who had for like half a season Cam Newton doing really well, at least fantasy wise. He wasn't like a crazy great passer for the Patriots, but he that was like the idea with McDaniels coming to the Raiders was like, oh, he's adaptable. He'll go out there and he can get a Caleb Williams and do really well with him, or a Marcus Mariota or whatever, right? But uh, I shouldn't say Marcus Mariota, but but then you see them draft like a guy like Aiden O'Connell. It's like nah, and signing Jimmy Garoppolo. It's like nah, they just want pocket passers. So
Yeah, but I think aside from that, I think the Raiders will win. You know, Fonzie thinks Mac Jones sucks. I think Mac Jones kind of sucks. I know Rex Ryan earlier said if Mac Jones was on the Niners, he would be playing at the same level as Brock Purdy. I don't think so. I think Mac Jones has, you know, like behavior issues. He is such a dirty player on the football field because, I don't know if you guys have seen the clips of like Mac Jones when he was a rookie twisting that pant. I think it was a guy on the Panthers. Like he literally grabs him by the ankle, twists it. Uh,
pretty sure that was
I,
Brian Burns.
it was probably Brian Burns. And
He's
just the
tripped players. He's untied shoes. But then the latest one was given the old
Sauce Gardner,
nice, yeah,
the
love
old
tap
cup
to the
check.
saw, yeah, cup check.
Yeah.
So
But I don't know what the hell his deal is. It's like, dude, you're a grown man playing in the NFL. Like, fucking grow up, right?
he would have been so great for like the 1970s, but yeah, he's not getting it done.
Hmm. Yeah, I think I'm gonna pick the Raiders to win this week, and you know, maybe not because I think the Raiders are that great. We're still figuring out more and more about them, but I just think that the Patriots are really bad. So
Yeah, So I just good.
And I agree with this comment here that Fonzie said. It's time for Bill to retire. He's accomplished everything, and he's 71. I couldn't agree more with this. And one thing that really I guess upsets me about it is that Bill Belichick right now is doing a lot more harm to his legacy than good. Like he is changing the way people are remembering him. Because if he would have retired maybe when Brady left, there would still be that question of oh, how much did Belichick have to do with it? And then Brady went to Tampa, won a Super Bowl, and Belichick has low key his teams have just sucked since then. But I think
Yeah.
I think Belichick still does deserve some credit because way back in the day before he was ever a head coach, he was the defensive coordinator for the Giants that gave the Niners trouble. You know, they gave the Niners trouble back when they had Montana,
Mm.
right? And he was one of the defensive coaches on that staff that hurt Montana. You know what I mean? And that was such a different NFL.
Yeah, he's adapted to the times tremendously. He's one of the winningest coaches of all time. There's no denying, in my opinion, that he's one of the greatest coaches of all time. Probably top five. But at the same time, I can't help but feel like Andy Reid is swiftly surpassing him um, in the ranks for me. And I think yes, Brady was the difference. I mean, every one of Belichick's disciples that have left the Patriots have failed. Josh McDaniels looks like he's about to continue that trend. And I mean, Josh McDaniels was the offensive play caller with Brady. He should be the one guy that sticks out and actually succeeds, and he's not doing it yet. And then, yeah, Belichick, once he's been rid of Tom Brady and gets the opportunity to prove himself, I think the next season he went to the playoffs, got shat on by the Bills, and since then it's not looked good.
Yeah,
So
and you mentioned that they last season they had Matt Patricia. You referred to him as the guy from the Lions. So he
yeah,
used to be with the Patriots before he was with the Lions.
he was the defensive
And
coordinator. Yeah.
yeah, he was the defensive coordinator, and then now it's sort of looking like hey Bill, you doing all right today, buddy?
Well, that was the thing is he was the defensive coordinator for the Patriots, becomes head coach of the Lions, fails miserably. The players fucking hated him. Comes back to the Patriots as an assistant for half a season, and then the next year, last season, he's the offensive coordinator. It's that was the ultimate Bill Belichick giving a middle finger to the entire NFL, saying, "Watch this, guys. You want to talk shit? Watch this." And then they fucking sucked. It was yeah, that was never smart. And maybe he really just wanted Bill O'Brien and couldn't get him or something because I think he was with Alabama at the time. But yeah, I just putting Patricia at offensive coordinator was so questionable. I'd have to see how far away Belichick is from the all-time winningest or all-time wins record because I could see him really trying to stick it out for that. But at the same time, if this is how bad it's going to be, it's not worth it. He should just call it.
This is the vibe that I'm getting from Bill Belichick right now. He's over there sitting on the sideline, sitting on top of a football, reading A Complete Idiot's Guide to Coaching College Football.
No, that's honestly that to me is Matt Patricia. Bill Belichick's a genius. Don't get it twisted. That
No,
man
but I'm
knows
saying
fucking football.
now. No, but I'm saying now. No, I know Belichick knows football. Did you
Yeah,
see when he answered that one reporter?
a
He
10-minute answer.
yeah, he got asked
Yeah,
why teams hold a long snapper, and then he went through the entire history of long snapping.
yeah,
Like Bill Belichick's a genius, but it's these small little decisions make you look at him like a little bit different.
yeah.
Um, and Fonzie says maybe Josh needs more control like Shanahan has. I'm assuming Josh McDaniels, but if you're talking about me, I have all the control. This is my show. I do it without Mike. I do it with Mike. No, pause. Um, No.
Uh,
Yeah. But
well,
yeah.
I mean, that's a curious point. I wonder how much control McDaniels has for the Raiders' offense. I feel like I'm assuming he's talking about McDaniels.
Yeah.
I feel like or maybe he's saying for the team overall because like Belichick always had all the control. It felt like. Um, and again, I like Ziegler a lot. Like I like him with personnel decisions. Um, I feel like as far as offense goes, like it's pretty clear that uh, McDaniel's has the the offensive say, and it's not really the best. So,
Mm-hmm.
but you never know. You never know.
Yeah. But are we ready to move on into?
One more thing. Sorry. The Raiders' upcoming schedule: Patriots, Bears, Lions, Giants, Jets. Okay, I think we lose to the Lions. Okay, yeah, I think we lose to the Lions. I think Patriots we win. Bears, we're gonna take it a week at a time, but we'll see. The Bears look like they might be getting hot. Giants, garbage. They're garbage. Jets, that might be tough. But I see 4 winnable games out of 5. So what if they get 4 wins? The Raiders would be 6-4. What if they get 3 wins? They'd be 500. They'd be at 5-5, which sounds pretty solid for this team. 6-4 being much better because after that you have Miami, Kansas City, a bye week, Minnesota, very winnable, LA Chargers, Kansas City, Indianapolis, Denver. So this is the nice stretch for the Raiders schedule. And this is why I felt like that Steelers game and the Charger game with all those injuries that the Chargers had were must wins, and they didn't get them. Again, 6, 7 wins, just missed the playoffs, just pissed me off. And yeah, and it's gonna look 6-4. Oh my god! And then upcoming schedule's trash. We're gonna get shat on. We're gonna have the 6 wins or 5 wins, and then we're gonna be out of the hunt for the first overall pick. Yada yada yada. So, but at least the optimist in me can say, hey, these next 5 games, man, they're winnable. So we'll see.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. So final predictions. You're going Patriots, right?
I'm going Raiders.
I too am going to choose the Raiders. And if I'm wrong for I guess this if you are wrong for 4 weeks in a row, Mike, I think you should just retire and I'll do the podcast by myself.
Well, it's just funny because we keep picking the same things, other than I chose the Chargers. I mean, I chose the Raiders. You chose the Chargers, but I should have just said if Jimmy started, I would have predicted a win. I shouldn't have gone balls deep on O'Connell. But yes, sir, Raiders. Let's do it.
Yeah. So I got the Raiders. You got the Raiders.
Hey,
I'll upload that into the spreadsheet soon.
beating the Patriots is always fun, so I'd like to see it.
Yeah. Got to sign Chandler Jones back for 1 week. Yeah. Moving on.